the mystery of ancient mathematics, a code from the past. For centuries, historians and scientists have marveled at the intelligence of ancient civilizations. How did early humans, without modern tools or computers, construct massive monuments with precise mathematical accuracy? How did they calculate the Earth's dimensions, the number of days in a year, or the movement of planets long before the advent of telescopes and satellites? While mainstream scholars attribute these achievements to human ingenuity, others suggest that an unknown force, perhaps even an extraterrestrial influence, played a role in shaping our early mathematical knowledge. One of the most intriguing cases that challenges our understanding of ancient intelligence is the Gavrinis tomb, a prehistoric passage grave located on a small island off the coast of Brittany, France. Built around 3500 BC, this site is not just another ancient burial ground. The 52 megalithic stone slabs that make up its structure hold a secret intricate carvings, geometric patterns, and symbols that seem to form a complex mathematical code. For years, researchers have studied these engravings, and what they discovered is astonishing. By analyzing the patterns, numbers, and alignments of the stones, mathematicians have uncovered surprising connections to pi, the Earth's circumference, and even celestial measurements. How could a civilization, thousands of years before the invention of formal mathematics, possess such advanced knowledge? Was this purely a result of careful observation, or is it possible that an external force guided them? The mystery of Gavrinis is not an isolated case. Similar anomalies appear across the ancient world, from the pyramids of Egypt to the Mayan astronomical calendars and the precise city planning of Teotihuacan in Mexico. These civilizations, separated by thousands of miles and years, somehow shared a deep understanding of geometry, astronomy, and complex calculations that should have been far beyond their reach. What makes these discoveries even more perplexing is the similarity in mathematical principles used across different cultures. The Great Pyramid of Giza, built around 2600 BC, encodes the value of pi and the golden ratio within its structure. The ancient Mayans, without modern instruments, tracked Venus's orbit with an accuracy that rivals today's calculations. The city of Teotihuacan was laid out with proportions that mirror those found in nature and planetary orbits. Were these mere coincidences, or do they point to a deeper, hidden knowledge that transcends time and geography? Some researchers argue that these mathematical feats were the result of brilliant human observation, trial and error, and an intuitive understanding of the natural world. Others, however, propose a more controversial theory, one that suggests ancient civilizations may have been influenced or even guided by an advanced intelligence. Could it be that extraterrestrial visitors shared their knowledge with our ancestors, leaving behind a coded message in the very architecture of the ancient world? As we continue to explore these enigmatic sites and unravel their secrets, we are left with a profound question. Were our ancestors truly alone in their quest for knowledge, or did they receive help from a force beyond our understanding? The hidden code of the Gavrinis tomb, a message from the past? Off the coast of Brittany, France, nestled Gulf of Morbihan, lies a small Gavrinis the Gavrinis tomb, a prehistoric 3500 BC, and like typical burial sites from the Neolithic period, the Gavrinis passage tomb is an architectural marvel. The structure consists of 52 massive stone slabs, forming a narrow, mysterious corridor that leads to an inner chamber. What makes these stones particularly intriguing is that 26 of them are covered with elaborate engravings, intricate spirals, geometric patterns, and symbols that seem to whisper a forgotten language. For centuries, scholars dismissed these carvings as mere decorations, the artistic expressions of a primitive culture. But as archaeologists and mathematicians began to study the site in greater detail, a shocking discovery emerged. These markings might hold a mathematical message far beyond what Stone Age humans were thought capable of understanding. As researchers carefully mapped out the engravings and their positions, patterns began to appear. By analyzing the arrangement of the stones and the number of symbols carved into them, experts discovered hidden numerical relationships. Some calculations seemed to correspond with the circumference of the Earth, while others pointed to the exact number of days in a year. Most astonishing of all, certain patterns appeared to represent the mathematical constant pi, the fundamental ratio of a circle's circumference to its diameter. This revelation raised a profound question. How did a prehistoric civilization, thousands of years before modern mathematics, encode such precise measurements into stone? The island of Gavrinis had no known written language, no recorded system of numbers, and no advanced tools that could have enabled such calculations. And yet, the builders of this tomb seemed to possess an understanding of complex mathematical principles that would not be formally recognized until much later in human history. Even more baffling is the suggestion that the stones also align with precise geographical coordinates. Some theorists claim that by analyzing the placements of the megaliths, the ancient builders may have encoded the exact longitude and latitude of the island itself, a concept that was supposedly unheard of in the Neolithic era. For those who support the ancient astronaut theory, this discovery is nothing short of groundbreaking. They argue that such advanced knowledge could not have been developed in isolation, that perhaps, just perhaps, an external influence guided the people of Gavrinis. Was it the work of a lost civilization? A mathematical coincidence? Or did an unknown intelligence provide these ancient builders with insights far beyond their time? Whatever the truth may be, the Gavrinis tomb remains one of the greatest unsolved mathematical mysteries of the ancient world. A message left in stone waiting, perhaps, for the right generation to fully decipher its secrets. The enigmatic genius, Srinivasa Ramanujan, and the mystery of his mathematical visions. Among the many brilliant minds in history, few have been as enigmatic as Srinivasa Ramanujan. Born in 1887 in Erode, India, Ramanujan had little formal education in mathematics, yet he developed groundbreaking theorems that continue to shape modern science. His contributions to number theory, infinite series, and mathematical partitions were so advanced that even today, mathematicians are still uncovering new insights from his work. But what makes his story particularly fascinating is how he claimed to have received his knowledge not through traditional study, but through visions and dreams sent to him by a divine being, a mind beyond its time. Ramanujan's journey to mathematical greatness was anything but ordinary. Raised in poverty, he had little access to formal education in mathematics. Instead, he taught himself, filling notebooks with complex formulas and equations that had never been seen before. His knowledge seemed to emerge spontaneously, as if he were merely writing down ideas that already existed somewhere beyond human comprehension. He often spoke of his dreams, claiming that the Hindu goddess Namajiri would appear to him at night, revealing mathematical formulas in intricate detail. In these visions, he saw entire theorems unfold before his eyes, concepts so advanced that it would take years for scholars to fully understand their implications. According to Ramanujan, these ideas were not his own. They were merely transmitted to him from a higher intelligence. Mathematics from the cosmos. The mystery deepens when one considers that many of Ramanujan's equations would later be found to have applications in modern physics, black hole theory, and even quantum mechanics, fields of study that did not exist in his time. His work on modular functions and infinite series now forms the foundation for superstring theory, which suggests that the universe is made up of multiple dimensions beyond human perception. If Ramanujan's insights were purely the result of personal genius, how could he have foreseen concepts that scientists would only fully develop decades later? Some theorists speculate that, like the Maya and the builders of Teotihuacan, Ramanujan may have been channeling knowledge from an advanced extraterrestrial or multidimensional intelligence, a legacy of unsolved mysteries. Tragically, Ramanujan's life was short. He passed away at the age of 32, leaving behind a vast collection of notebooks filled with theorems that mathematicians are still exploring today. Even on his deathbed, he claimed to receive visions, continuing to transcribe mathematical formulas that he believed would one day change the world. Was Ramanujan simply a once-in-a-millennium genius, or was he, like the ancient civilizations of Gavrinis and Teotihuacan, tapping into a hidden universal code of mathematics, one that may have been left behind by a far more advanced intelligence? The answer remains unknown, but his story continues to inspire those who believe that knowledge itself may be a gift from the cosmos. The Mayan civilization, masters of the stars or messengers from beyond. For centuries, scholars have marveled at the incredible astronomical achievements of the Mayan civilization. Between 250 and 900 AD, the Mexico, Guatemala, Belize, Honduras, and El Salvador. But mathematical and astronomical system so precise that even modern scientists are in awe. The El Caracol Observatory, Chichen Itza, is one of El Caracol was built with astronomy in mind, windows and doorways that align perfectly with celestial events, solstices, equinoxes, and the movement of Venus. But why were the Maya so fixated on Venus? Unlike other civilizations that prioritize the sun or the moon, the Maya meticulously tracked Venus's 584-day cycle, recording Venus cycles into their warfare and political decisions. What's even more mysterious is how they achieved this level of precision. Without telescopes, advanced measuring instruments, or written records of long-term observations, how did they come to understand planetary motion so well? So did the Maya receive help from beyond? Ancient astronaut theorists point to the extraordinary accuracy of Mayan calculations as extraterrestrial contact. Thousands of years to develop, far longer than the civilization itself lasted. Furthermore, otherworldly figures with elaborate. Adding to the mystery, the Mayan long count calendar, often mistakenly associated with the 2012 Doomsday Prophecy, is one of the most sophisticated timekeeping systems ever created. This calendar doesn't just track years or decades. It maps cycles of time spanning thousands of years, hinting at an understanding of cosmic patterns that modern science is still working to fully grasp. But whether their knowledge came from careful observation or an unknown source, one fact remains clear: the Maya were centuries ahead of their time. Their astronomical calculations were more accurate than those of many European civilizations that emerged much later. Faith complex relationships between celestial bodies and time, and mathematical innovations, including the use of zero, placed them among the greatest minds in history. So, the question lingers: was the Mayan brilliance purely a result of human ingenuity, or were they guided by something far greater? Ancient knowledge and modern science, a mysterious connection. Throughout history, civilizations have gazed at the stars, built massive structures, and calculated the movement of celestial bodies with astonishing accuracy. But what if the knowledge of the past holds the key to some of today's greatest scientific advancements? Some of the most intriguing discoveries in physics and space exploration bear a striking resemblance to what ancient cultures seemed to understand thousands of years ago. Could it be that the secrets of the past were more advanced? Ramanujan and the mathematics of the cosmos. In the early 20th century, a self-taught mathematician named Srinivasa Ramanujan stunned the world with his discoveries. Despite having no formal training in higher mathematics, he developed groundbreaking theorems that would later prove essential to modern physics. His work has since been linked to black hole theory, quantum physics, and even the mathematical framework for string theory, a field that explores the idea of multiple dimensions beyond our perception. But what made Ramanujan's case truly extraordinary was his own explanation for his discoveries. He claimed that he received mathematical formulas in dreams, where he saw visions of the Hindu goddess Namajuri revealing complex equations. Many of these equations, which seem to come out of nowhere, have only been fully understood by physicists in recent decades. This has led some to wonder, was Ramanujan simply an intuitive genius, or was he tapping into a greater source of knowledge? If so, where did that knowledge come from? Ancient civilizations and cosmic blueprints. Thousands of years before Ramanujan, ancient cultures were already working with mathematical concepts that modern scientists still use today. The Maya civilization, for example, had a profound understanding of Venus's orbit, tracking its movements with near-perfect precision. Without telescopes or modern instruments, they calculated the length of a Venusian year so accurately that their numbers differ from today's measurements by only a fraction of a percent. Likewise, at Teotihuacan, Mexico, the city's layout mirrors a computer circuit board with a level of geometric precision that continues to baffle researchers. The placement of its pyramids also aligns with the Orion constellation, just like the pyramids of Giza. Why would civilizations separated by thousands of miles and years design their structures to match the stars? Some believe they were following a mathematical blueprint that was either handed down from an earlier, lost civilization or given to them by something beyond Earth, mathematical codes, and the future. Today, scientists use modular functions, a field of mathematics partially pioneered by Ramanujan, in areas like cryptography, artificial intelligence, and space travel. His work is even helping physicists understand gravitational waves and the way black holes behave. Meanwhile, discoveries from ancient civilizations continue to inspire researchers, influencing modern architecture, engineering, and even theories about extraterrestrial intelligence. Could it be that our ancestors knew more than we ever gave them credit for? Or are we just now beginning to rediscover knowledge that has been waiting for us all along? If ancient civilizations truly held secrets that could propel human progress, what else might we uncover in the future? The answers may lie in the past or perhaps somewhere among the stars. The mystery of Teotihuacan. Was it an ancient power center? Deep in the heart of central Mexico, about 35 miles northeast of Mexico City, lies Teotihuacan, the city of 100 BC and 700 AD, 150,000 people. But Teotihuacan is not just remarkable for its scale. What has baffled researchers for decades is its astonishing mathematical and engineering precision. From the air, the city's layout resembles a modern circuit board, with two massive structures, the Pyramid of the Sun and the Pyramid of the Moon, positioned like processor chips on an electrical grid. However, the most perplexing discovery came in the form of a mysterious mineral found deep within the city's structures. Mica, the Mica Enigma, a high-tech mystery. Archaeologists have uncovered extensive layers of mica embedded in various buildings across Teotihuacan, including temples, roads, and underground chambers. This might not sound unusual at first until you consider where the mica came from. The nearest known source of this specific type of mica is located over 3,000 miles away in Brazil. Transporting such a delicate material across such vast distances, especially in an era without modern roads or machinery, raises an unsettling question. Why was mica so important to the builders of Teotihuacan? Today, mica is known for its electrical and thermal properties. It is widely used in modern technology, including electrical insulation, aerospace engineering, and even nuclear reactors. If ancient civilizations were using mica for similar purposes, then Teotihuacan may have been far more advanced than we previously thought. But if this was truly an energy hub, what kind of energy were they harnessing? And for what purpose? A lost energy grid? Some theorists suggest that the underground mica chambers and the shafts running beneath the Avenue of the Dead were not just ceremonial structures, but rather components of a larger energy system. According to Giorgio A. Tsoukalos, a leading proponent of the ancient astronaut theory, the placement of the mica could indicate the Teotihuacan functioned as a massive power plant capable of generating or transmitting energy. He even speculates that it might have been used to power spacecraft or other advanced technology, possibly connected to extraterrestrial visitors. While mainstream archaeologists remain skeptical, they cannot fully explain why the ancient builders of Teotihuacan placed such a rare and technologically valuable material in their city. Could it be that Teotihuacan was part of a global energy network, using natural forces to generate power? If so, who designed it, and why? Are we decoding a message meant for us? For centuries, civilizations across the world have built structures and developed mathematical systems that defy conventional explanations. The Gavrinis tomb, Srinivasa Ramanujan, Maya, Long Teotihuacan, were these structures designed with a technological purpose in mind? Individually, these mysteries might be dismissed as coincidences or remarkable human ingenuity. But when examined together, a deeper question arises. Were these mathematical insights and architectural wonders merely products of human intelligence? Or were they part of a larger design, perhaps even a message intended for a future generation capable of understanding it? If we consider the possibility that knowledge was passed down, whether through divine inspiration, ancient celestial visitors, or something else entirely, then what were they trying to tell us? Were they leaving behind a blueprint for a future civilization? A code to unlock deeper truths about the universe? Or a signal to those who would one day reach a technological level advanced enough to recognize its significance? And that future generation is us, with modern advancements in quantum mechanics, artificial intelligence, and astrophysics. We are beginning to grasp mathematical concepts that align with those encoded in ancient monuments. Researchers studying black holes now rely on Ramanujan's modular functions. Engineers exploring wireless energy transmission have drawn comparisons to theories about the Great Pyramid. And physicists investigating the nature of space-time are reconsidering ancient perspectives on cosmic alignment. Perhaps the greatest mystery is not whether ancient people were visited by extraterrestrials, but whether we, in our modern era, are finally ready to understand what they left behind. If these civilizations encoded their knowledge in numbers, structures, and symbols, the real question is, can we unlock the message before it's too late? Maybe the answer has been waiting for us all along, etched in stone, written in the stars, and hidden within the very mathematics that govern the universe itself.